you just heard Satanic Warmaster with Funeral Wolves. Now we got the drummer for Satanic Warmaster, Vholm. How are you today?
Thank you, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, man, doing okay. So, just your band itself, Satanic Warmaster, just one of your bands, actually.
Yeah.
You guys have 11 albums,
Mm-hmm.
10 splits releases with other bands. How do you find the time?
Basically, the way we work is the same regardless of the bands that we work with. We usually head out in the studio or to our rehearsal room and just record a whole bunch of songs and then choose the ones that go on the album and choose the ones that go on splits. The case being with Satanic Warmaster now is that we don't do any splits anymore because of the amount of time that you have to put into them. But with other bands, it works the way I just described, like just do a whole bunch and then distribute them.
That's a lot of work. How long have you been drumming?
Actively since 2006. By that I mean that I bought my first drum kits in 2006. But before that, the first time I touched the drums, like when I really knew what to do that with them, was at the age of 12. And then I'd been just drumming whenever I had the opportunity, which was like every now and then.
Right.
And then I don't know. I guess it was like in late 90s, early 2000 when I started to put more thought into it, and then later on, just the first opportunity I got to buy my own kit was in 2006. So I'm pretty like a late bloomer, if you will.
Fair enough. Which came first? Was it the metal that came first, or was it the drumming that came first?
The metal, definitely. I've been listening to metal since I was 6.
Whoa.
I remember, the first album I got was back in the 80s, early 80s. They sold this kind of split C cassettes, and I had the Kiss Dio Holy Diver and Kiss. I can't remember which one. Which album it was, but it was on the B side. So I had this kind of split C cassette with Kiss and Dio on them, and that was it.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was really into Kiss and Dio, and I still am, and those were the first ones. And then later on, I picked up like bands like Wasp and Venom, pretty soon like Twisted Sister, and then came Metallica and Slayer and Iron Maiden and the whole 9 yards.
It sounds like we kind of got the same history. Yeah.
And then I got my first guitar when I was 13, I think. And I started with guitar, and I still have 3 of them at home, but I rarely have the time to play with them. But I started out with the guitar and tried to make my own music, but then the drumming came in, and I guess I wasn't much of a songwriter. So I had to ditch the guitar and just focus on drumming.
So your first band, you were a drummer.
Yeah, the first ones that we did, I guess I was doing both. There was me and some other guys who were like in our early teens, and I knew how to play the drums, or how to make sounds with them, but I wasn't that good. But then again, the rest of the guys were even worse at drums. So it kind of landed on me to have the rhythm thing going, but it was a mixture between drums and the guitar.
And so, how'd you get the Satanic Warmaster gig?
I've known Werewolf since I was 14 or 15, I think.
Right on.
And we'd been hanging around with the same circle of people for a number of years, and then we had this kind of a old school death thrash band project going on, and we did a few gigs and an EP with it, and he was playing the bass in that one, and I was again playing the drums, and then he got a decent offer to do a gig in Germany on the Black Sun Festival, and he needed a live lineup for that. And I've been in the wagon ever since. So
nice.
So that was it. Basically, I've known the guy for almost over 20 years now. So
right, it's a long time.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk a little bit about your other bands later on.
Yeah.
But the focus of this show is Japan.
Yeah.
So in this playlist that you gave me, the next song that we'll play is a song by Sabbat called "Darkness and Evil."
Yeah.
Why did you choose that song?
Well, basically, it's a straightforward, honest to bone, and awesome thrash metal song. And you just, there's nothing extra in it. It's just pure energy, really good vibe, and a kind of fuck yeah thing. When you hear the song, you just, oh yeah, fuck yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
And especially Werewolf has been into Sabbat a lot, and that's the way I got introduced to the band earlier, and when we were in Japan, we had the opportunity to share the stage with them in 2014, and it was an awesome gig, and they were great guys and all that, and it's just something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
At a certain mood.
The song after that is now I gotta say, you're the first person to choose this band, first person on this show. You chose the band Loudness with the song "Crazy Night." That's pretty cool, very unique. Yeah. Why'd you choose that one?
Again, it goes way back to our youth when Lauri and I were hanging out, or Werewolf and I were hanging out in our hometown, and he's keen on collecting albums and all that, and we just came across to Loudness, and then he played it to me one time, and I have a soft spot for good hard rock riffs.
Yeah.
And that song definitely has one of the greatest hard rock riffs of all time. Yeah. And it's just, as it was the case with Sabbat, it's also the case with this particular song that it's an instant get your fists up in the air and yeah. Kind of a fuck yeah song too. And it's also one of those songs that you keep returning to every now and then whenever it's kind of a uplifting thing when you hear the riff. It's like, oh yeah, this is good.
All right, so we're gonna play those songs right now. We got Sabbat with "Darkness and Evil" and Loudness, "Crazy Nights." you just heard Sabbat with Darkness and Evil, and Loudness with Crazy Nights, and we're back. Now, you've been to Japan once, twice?
Once, yeah.
What did you think of it?
Well, basically, it was a mind-blowing experience and really awesome in every possible way because Werewolf and I had been talking about coming into Japan. I think a couple of years prior to the actual tour, or the mini tour, and then when the opportunity arose, we just immediately said that okay, we'll need to make this work, and from the very first moment we started to work with the people we work with, everything went so smoothly and with no problem whatsoever. And once we got there, we were just in awe because we enjoyed every moment of it. So I can't really come up with anything.
Well, that's good. I mean, I think when you were here, you were really well accepted. A lot of people, yeah. A lot of people came to your show. I met one guy at that show. He flew in from Taiwan to see you.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And that was pretty wild.
Another guy flew in from California to see you.
Yeah, and there were people from Australia.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So it was a bit of a humbling experience, actually, to have people travel that far for you. But
that was pretty impressive. Yeah. Do you have a particular favorite experience while being here?
Well, first off, the first gig we did in Bush Bash was a special one because it was the first one.
Right.
So you kind of, you're nervous, a bit excited, and once you start warming up and you kind of pick up the vibe you get from the audience, and we had good chemistry going on with the audience, so that was really good.
Yeah.
And then that it was packed and packed with people, and I think there was a good energy, especially at the end of the show, because that's where we put the covers and all that kind of stuff. So there was a lot of stuff that people could get crazy to.
Yeah.
So it was good, and we didn't expect that. We expected people to be more moderate or silent type.
Yeah.
But it was really it was wild, and that was good. And also, I think the Earthdom gig was great because of it had a different vibe into it. The atmosphere was different, but still, really really cool. And then, of course, when we went to Osaka and drove around there, we the whole thing, walking around and having a look, and getting into the Osaka is a pretty different city and different vibe from Tokyo. So
yeah,
just getting to see the city and learning about the city and getting into the places with the people we knew, it was way better than just being in a hotel room or a tour bus or being on a tourist trip. So you got to see a lot of the sides of Japan that you wouldn't normally see.
I mean, and you're right. That's a good point. You've seen a lot in the short time that you get to be here.
Yeah. We did, and we're still lost about it every now and then when we talk about it. It wasn't that cool and it wasn't that great, and we're just hoping to be able to organize another tour soon.
Cool. All right, well, let's talk a little bit more about your other bands. All right.
Mm-hmm.
the first band we can talk about is Vordr. You chose the song From Ruins to Victorious Triumph.
Yeah.
What could you tell us about that band?
Vordr is a band that I got into again in early 2000s. Features guys from Horna and Korean Resistance, the Circle of Ouroboros. There's three of us, and it's kind of a manifestation of, well, manifestation is a big word, but we have this thing with old folklore and natural mysticism and the simplicity and the extreme of nature, and the band is all about that. It's ugly, straightforward, really simple. Sometimes it's like repeating itself to the point of being almost like a ritualistic pulse or whatever. But the whole idea is to keep it as simple and as free of all fixed ideas and ideals.
Okay.
So that was it, and then we started to work with that in the early 2000, and then quite soon we got a lot of recordings done, and then we did a big number of splits with bands and stuff like that. And, now as we've grown a bit older, we haven't been able to record as much as we would have liked to, but we will.
Cool. And another of your bands, the next one, you chose your band Hoath, and the song was Crowd of the Mind. What can you say about that band of yours?
Well, Hoath is it's an old school death metal band. Basically, we pour in all the elements that we grew up listening to death metal wise. I mean, there's a lot of, and thrash metal. There's a lot of like autopsy, and you can hear old Swedish death metal like Dismember and Entombed, and then there's some thrash metal influences there. But the point of the band was to make something that had a bit more to do with the occult side of death metal, rather than just being brutal death metal with all the gore lyrics that you can come up with. We wanted to have a more of this kind of spiritual thing to it, and to explore the topics that we explore by checking in through like the magician side of Aleister Crowley, and then to explore what was written in the ancient Sumerian mythology and stuff like that. So we just decided to combine this kind of really occult stuff that was going on and in the history, and then combine that with the more simple and brutal old school death metal, and to see how it would work, and to kind of have something of our own going on. We didn't want to have a band that would sound exactly like Archgoat or Blasphemy or Behear It, but with a similar kind of ring to it and a different kind of lyrical approach.
All right, and then lastly, those other two bands, or all the bands that we talked about so far, are bands that you play drums in.
Yeah.
This next band, you're doing vocals.
Yeah.
What's the name of this band?
Khert-Neter.
Thank you.
It's a death metal band that I was or was in. We're kind of taking a break now, but I just thought it was a nice idea to throw this into the mix because it was the complete opposite of what Hoath is. Lyrically, we're quite close there. We're like, well, while we're not picking themes from any particular mythology straight from there, but we're using Egyptian mythology as a agent in our kind of storytelling when it comes to lyrics. But musically, Khert-Neter is modern death metal.
Yeah.
Not in the way that you'd expect bands like modern death metal bands like Nile or stuff like that. So we didn't aspire to be as fast as we could or as brutal as we could. More like this good American tradition of groove in death metal.
Right.
I mean, a good death metal song, in my mind at least, has a lot of groove in it. And that's what was like important for us, to have a good solid rhythm, to challenge us a bit in terms of songwriting, and just do some heavy ass death metal. And that was it.
Alright. Well, here you go. We're gonna go into those songs real quick. Vordr, From Ruins to Victorious Triumph. Hoath, Crown of the Mind, and Khert-Neter with Everdreaming God.
Very proud of human form.
right. So, do you have any future plans?
Yeah. Well, with Satanic Warmaster, we're now going to do one gig here in Finland with a whole bunch of bands. I can't remember how many, but anyway, Acherondas from Greece, and no, it wasn't Acherondas. Fuck, I forgot. Well, sorry about that. And then in February, we're heading actually to our first ever show in the UK in Glasgow, and after that, I think we'll take a few weeks or a few months break from touring and to start planning on our next steps for 2016. Hopefully we'll have a look into our new material and start to organize that and also organize a couple of good gigs to the end of the year, hopefully. We're definitely going to record with Hoath this year. We got some new people in the band, and that has helped us to get over some schedule issues, which are kind of a how do you say it, like, not surprising when you have like so many bands going on.
Right.
But you're bound to have some issues with your timetables. But now that we have a couple of guys in the band, so now like recording and rehearsing has actually gotten like easier. So we'll see a Hoath album hopefully by the end of this year.
Good.
And there's been constantly talk about recording the new Vordr album, and I'm certainly hoping to do one this year. Time will tell if we'll have the time, but at least now as we're getting closer to 40 than to 30, we're taking every opportunity that we get to record new stuff. So hopefully we'll get to work with those three bands at least.
Good, man.
And by the end of the year, I hope to see Satanic Warmaster playing Japan again.
Yeah, we would love to have you over here one more time.
Great.
All right. So the last two songs of the night, you chose Metalucifer, heavy metal drill.
Yeah.
Why'd you choose that one?
Well, Metalucifer is again one of those bands that I got introduced to via Werewolf, and I have a soft spot for this kind of underground heavy metal, and Metalucifer are mainly one of the key bands that affected to the second coming of underground heavy metal. And they have a really, really good attitude and good thing around the band, and I have a healthy respect for the guys for being so stubborn, if you will, in the way how they work and how they make the songs and stuff like that. And it's great. It's awesome, and it's one of those bands and one of those songs that if you're out drinking with your buddies, someone will definitely come at one point or another and say, let's put on some Metalucifer. And heavy metal drill is definitely one of the songs that you should listen to when you're grabbing a beer with your friends.
Yeah. All right. Great choice. Very good. All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you very much for coming out tonight for this recording. It's really appreciated.
Great. Thanks for having me. I was happy to do this.
Great. Well, thanks, man. You did a great job. All right. So here we go. Metalucifer, heavy metal drill, and